That's a great point. And
Great point.
a great thing to remember is that, in the midst of everybody taking their stimulus money and in the midst of people deploying all the capital that you're talking about, they're also taking on leverage, right? So, especially this makes me think about crypto because that's an area where everybody has been speculating. I remember last Christmas and the Christmas before that saying, oh, everybody's going to take their Christmas money and put it into crypto. And everybody did that with their COVID money too. And I'm sure a lot of it is leveraged. And also, when you have these, rancid products out there, like in my opinion, people like Celsius Network that promise to pay you yield on your Bitcoin, that will lend to you against your Bitcoin, the cascading effects of any kind of deleveraging, meaning as soon as people start to sell their risk assets, whether they're stocks, whether they're crypto, as soon as people start to hit the bid, there's going to become a point where that flywheel starts to spin a little bit faster and shit starts waterfalling down quicker and quicker. And you're right. The fact that people don't and won't have the liquidity that they did in 2020 because of the government help is going to be a key factor because, that's the quote unquote cash on the sidelines, right? That's the money that's the dry powder that they would use to, quote unquote, buy the dip. And, Cathie Wood's a great example because when Robinhood IPO'd, it IPO'd at $37 a share, right? And that stock couldn't catch a fucking bid after it IPO'd. It went right to 32. And then it ran up to like 50 on a gamma squeeze, which was basically fueled by aggressive call buying. So a bunch of people, the Reddit people all got together. They bought a bunch of calls. The stock went up to like 50, 55 because market makers are forced to hedge when people buy call contracts. So they have to go in and buy the stock. And then all of a sudden it fell to like 45, still very overvalued from the area where it had no bid at its IPO. But she was saying I was buying the dip, right? When really we know that because it IPO'd at 37 and it fell to 32, that there really was no legitimate bid for it at, 45 or whatever she was buying it. Right. So her buying the dip was actually buying the bubble. And that's what a lot of people have been doing with tech stocks now. They fall 3% from all-time highs and people think they're buying the dip. You're really still buying the bubble. And to your point, my brother, I forgot your name, that, the lack of liquidity is going to play into that, and it's really going to make things uglier to the downside. I think that's a great point.